back class 12 in our virtual online class. So today's topic I will be discussing regarding convention, and this is the last topic that we will be studying in this chapter, that is constitution. So convention, as we have already discussed about uh, Constitution of United Kingdom, Constitution of United States of America, as well as India. Simultaneously, we will study regarding conventions of United Kingdom, United States of America, and India. So, let's proceed further. So, a rough definition or a layman's term definition is simple. Let's understand what is conventions. Okay, you have already known that a constitution can be written as well as unwritten constitution, right? And we will be basically talking about conventions regarding unwritten constitution, because they don't have any formal book, they don't have any book or thick bulky book where whatever the rules or regulations that are coded in that book. But we have already studied that United Kingdom do follow unwritten constitution. Okay, so in a book, in a written constitution, we have certain codified rules and regulations that is written down. And in other hand, in unwritten constitution, we don't have any rules and regulations codified or written down. Okay, but it is there itself that we have a feeling that we need to follow certain rules and regulation. So whether it be written as well as unwritten, conventions become one of the most plays a very important role. Conventions plays a very important role. So the general idea of convention is, a convention is a set of agreed, stipulated, or generally accepted standard norms, social norms, or criteria, often taking them in a form of a custom. Okay, this is very simple. Okay, uh, we know that British constitution do follow, or they have a deep love about their histories, their customs and traditions. We have already discussed in earlier videos, right? So this convention is a set of agreed, stipulated, general, and accepted standard norms as well as social norms and criteria, uh, of whose means of people like-minded people who have certain, like they have sound knowledge regarding different things, like older people have sound knowledge about the society, so on and so forth. Yes, so a convention is a set of agreed, where different people come together and talk about certain situation or certain phenomena, which is then talked, debated, and generally accepted standard. Okay, the whole that the people or a member of that particular society or a member of that convention come together for that one, that particular idea or any plan to be followed, that is which is generally accepted by the people. It can be of norms, social norms regarding society, or a criteria for, such as, like we can say that in order to be a teacher, we need to fulfill certain criteria, right? So a criteria means you must have a BA degree, bachelor's of education degree. So that is a criteria. So a convention is what? It is a set of agreed, stipulated, generally accepted standard norms. Norms can be of social norms, and a criteria often taking the form of a custom, which after a generation of a period of a time, it will be like a norm or it will be a customs. In a social context, a convention may retain the character of an unwritten law of custom. So it's very simple. Whatever they are, verbal talk is there, whether the people come from a diverse section of a society, come together and they talk about certain situations to address, and they that situation will be again debated, again redebated, and ultimately there will be a general standard of acceptance. Okay, acceptance of what? That norms which will be like, which can be social norms also, and or a criteria also. Then ultimately it will, in a larger domain, it will be in a shape of a customs. So in unwritten law, unwritten constitution, on unwritten law, that will retain its character. Okay, so this is a general meaning of constitution. No, I'm sorry, convention. Moving forward, let's talk about meaning of convention. This is a dictionary meaning of convention. Okay, now it is an agreement between whom states covering particular matters, especially one less formal than a treaty. Like a treaty is a treaty is signed between different countries regarding certain things to be sanctioned. It can it can be like treaty in terms of maintaining peace and stability between the countries, and or otherwise it can be about signing treaty of sharing their resources, sharing their food, sharing their vaccination, sharing their medical advancements, so on and so forth. So it is that it requires both the countries. Okay, but convention is between the states. Okay, within a country. Treaty will be different countries with different countries, but convention will within a country, because a states also needs to different states needs to survive, right? And it is an agreement between states covering particular matters, especially one less formal than a treaty. But in a treaty there are numerous topics to be discussed or numerous topics to be signed, but convention is totally regarding, if that convention is held, it is regarding one particular topic only. So it can be defined as an unwritten rules of political morality or a behavior which followed by successive power holders, authorities for the sake of convenience or expediency. So it is very simple. It can be defined. Convention can be defined as an unwritten rules of political morality or behavior which is followed by successive power holders. If if uh if this person created one convention, okay, one law, so then after him also what happens, numerous people will come, right? Numerous people will come. Then again these conventions will be taking further by these people, right? And again succession will be there, succession. So it is like this. It can be defined as unwritten rules of a political morality or a behavior which is followed by successive power holders or authority for the sake of convenience or expediency. So why we follow certain rules and regulation, that is said by our ancestors, because it is very convenient. It is already talked, already debated, and certain norms are formed, and it at later stage of time it has become as a custom. So it is quite convenient for us to follow the same thing. That is the thing. Okay, so now I've talked about this one, political morality, right? So let's understand what is political morality. Political morality is a practice of making moral judgments about political actions and political agents. Okay, uh, uh, so it is like that. The main thing is that it is a practice of making moral judgment. It's simple. We can make a moral judgment, right? This is right and this is wrong. So political morality is also the same thing about what kind of political actions to be taken or what kind of agents will be there. The core value and expectation of political morality have a historically derived from principles of justice. So political morality is related to taking judgments. Okay, if I am politically sound, I can give a judgment regarding these particular policies. This political a particular treaty is not good for our country, it's not good for our society. We have certain political morality, right? So these conventions are this conventions is derived from political morality of that particular people who were there down in the line of history. So they created, they debated, and ultimately the conventions are formed. This is the meaning of convention. Okay, so let's understand the definition of convention. So there are numerous other scholars who have given their own assumptions or own definitions regarding conventions, but according to A.V. Dicey, conventions are the rules for determining a mode in which the discretionary power of the crown or a minister as the servant of the crowns ought to be existed. So you need to write exactly this one. There should not be any exchange of any words. It should be accurate because it is a definition given by the A.V. Dicey. So A.V. Dicey says that conventions are rules. They are the rules for what? Determining the mode in which the discretionary power. So let's understand what is discretionary power. Discretionary power is a power that a person can use if that person thinks that is suitable given to the situation or a circumstances. So discretionary power, each and everybody in the country does not have a discretionary power, because to hold a discretionary power one must hold a office which has a power. So discretionary power is that power of that particular person who holds an office and thinks that, okay, this is a situation, so I have a certain discretionary power to which is good or which is bad for that particular society or for that situation. He has to decide because he has a discretionary power, because he himself has a sound mind and he can give himself a this one, he can give himself or others as an assumption that this certain things is good and certain thing is bad. So okay, if a person is there, now let's talk about this one is good and this one is bad. Okay, so a person is holding an office. Okay, so he needs to decide the good or a bad thing. Okay, someone says that like alcohol is good, and some says that alcohol is bad. Okay, alcohol is bad. So you are sitting in a power, you are holding a position, and a group of people says that we will legalize alcohol consumption for our minors also. Okay, minors also. So what happens? So some says no, we should not legalize the alcohol consumption to the minors, but you are in a certain position, you are holding an office and you have a discrimination power, then it say ultimately you say that no, the consumption of alcohol to minors should not be legalized, and these you vote for, it is a very bad for consumption. So you vote it. So this is how a discrimination power is used. And we always talk about crown and a ministers, means crown means king, queen, otherwise we can say as a prime minister or cabinet of ministers, so on and so forth. So A.V. Dicey totally talks about the discrimination power of that particular people, of that particular person. Okay, it determines the role played by that particular power holders. Moving forward, so role of conventions in constitution of UK, US, and in India. So I'll be starting with UK. Okay, this is just this is following thing. So in United Kingdom, British constitution is an unwritten constitution, you know that, and has a predominance of convention because it doesn't have a codified rules and regulations book. Okay, it doesn't have any thick bulky book, but it is just like it is a verbally accepted. So many things are there, many things are there which are revolving around the convention. It operates on the basis of some great historic characters, several laws passed by the British Parliament, and there are large number of conventions. So we have already discussed that British Parliament has developed gradually with the it has developed by taking into consideration of whatever the instances that had happened in the history. Okay, so it has developed gradually, and so many conventions are added now and then to match up the modern constitution. So British Parliament is like has a major convention. It is like we can say that it is totally based on conventions such as the British Cabinet, the Office of British Prime Minister, the Office Speaker of House of Commons. All British institutions and offices are largely dependent upon the convention. Conventions are simple, they are talked, they are generally talked, they are stipulated and accepted as a norms or a social norms, where in terms of like it can be a criteria also after a long term of debate, and it is gradually developed in a process of due course of time. So in British constitution is totally based upon conventions. So examples of conventions I can give it, like number one, neutrality of British speaker. British king or queen always acts upon the advice of prime minister and his cabinet. British parliament reads the bill thrice before passing a convention. Office of British parliament totally acts on the basis of convention. So everything is related to convention, nothing is beyond convention, nothing is like it is everything in British parliament is in the ambit of convention. So uh, much more like in next video I'll be emphasizing upon the conventions of British parliament, in regarding to monarchy, in regarding to British parliament, and so on and so forth. So just it is just a brief I just made this clip in order to make you understand what actually is convention. Because in subsequent online classes we will be studying about like UK's convention, USA's conventions, and India. Okay, so you need to be clear before we talk about different conventions of different countries. So this is just an highlights. Okay, highlights. In next class I'll be dealing with just conventions of UK, and it has 3 parts, so we will be discussing that one. So till then, stay safe, take care, and please complete your notes, and please compile your notes, and try to solve the questions also. Like it will be very much easy, like exercising 1 or 2 times of from about same topic, that will give you a better understanding, and you will get to explain it in a more accurate manner. Thank you, stay safe.